Welcome to Mastering Mortgages, presented by Revolution Mortgage, the podcast that demystifies the world of mortgages, real estate, and homeownership. Our goal is to empower and inspire homebuyers, real estate professionals, and mortgage industry leaders. My name is Danielle, and I want to invite you to join me as I sit down with today's guest to talk about practical tips and valuable insights into the mortgage industry. In today's episode, I sit down with Tony Grothouse and Tim Johnson, the executive leadership of Revolution Mortgage. Tony is the CEO of Revolution Mortgage, while Tim is the president. Together, we discuss their mortgage journeys, the growth of their company, and what the future holds for the mortgage industry. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We have Tim and Tony, and just excited to hear a little bit more from you guys. But let's start with taking a stroll down memory lane. And what is the funniest or most memorable story that you'd have to say from the early days of Revolution Mortgage when it was just getting started and getting off the ground?
You want me to take this?
Yeah, go ahead, Jay. I'll think of something.
Man, I remember, for me, I don't know how funny it was. It's just more ironic. Like, I remember exiting out of the old place. We had the Encompass rep in here. Myself, Daryl, and the Encompass rep, and we were trying to figure out how to set up Encompass, right? No loans, nothing. Never experienced that setup before, just trying to figure it all out. And we're looking around like, man, if this doesn't work, we're going to have a serious problem, right? So to me, it was just very ironic. I don't know if I have a real funny thing. You're kind of funnier than me, so have at it.
When you run a P&L company, you got to have kind of the books for everybody. And I thought it was funny when we started out. Liz and Tony wanted to start out with QuickBooks, and I think in my mind how funny that was because of how crazy it is to run P&Ls within P&Ls. And so I always look back, and 60 days, 90 days after we switched into our back then A and B, Liz called me and goes, "Oh my gosh, Tim, thank you so much, because I don't know how I would have worked QuickBooks." So I always thought that was funny, me personally. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I always remember that type of stuff. When we had no technology, very, very few systems to work with, right?
Yeah, we had 40 people, so it was a different game. And I remember her, that's the only thing she knew, right? Yeah. That's what she didn't know, A and B. She wasn't in the mortgage space, so it's quite the adventure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there was a lot of things to figure out in the early stages. And I would love to hear more later on when we get to another question just about the technology and stuff too, and how much that has changed and advanced and what that looks like in the future. But just to go on to the next topic that we have here, what did life look like for you growing up? And either Tim or Tony, you can answer this, but just want to know kind of what it looked like for you growing up and what inspired you to even enter the real estate and mortgage industry to begin with.
I'll let you go first, and I'll tell mine second. How's that going?
All right. So life for me, I grew up in Northwest Ohio, farming community, small town. Like, I graduated with, 34 people. So, it was rural America, right? Or it was interesting. I looked younger. I had less gray in my hair, so a lot of difference there. But came from family of two other siblings. Parents were around. Christian family, and just grew up in the country. Hard work, sports, and school. That's what we did in family. So that's what it was about for me. And the mortgage industry. When I finished college, it was one of those where I got introduced to it, came into the business, and really just fell in love, right? The pace, the competition, it was just something new every day, helping people, find a path towards home ownership, or just the financial savings that could be available through a mortgage was rewarding. And, just my appetite for that knowledge and within the industry just continued to grow, and led us to Revolution Mortgage.
Love it.
Awesome.
Well, mine was a little different. I come from a disabled coal miner as a father in eastern Kentucky, and then made my way to Columbus as a youngster, and just it was humble beginnings to say the least. But the good news is that I lied at the age of 11 and was able to obtain a paper route. And I had this paper route from 11 years old to graduation of high school, and I was making a whopping $150 a month. But the cool thing was I had just 2 streets of homeowners, and so I was able to leverage my paper route, and I got to rake leaves, mow grasses, and do all the stuff. So I found myself making, thousands of dollars as a youngster working the machine that I had. And then, at a young age, had some kiddos probably before I thought I should have, and, married my high school sweetheart. And I was did a couple years in the military, which was awesome. And then I made my way to the industry by someone coming up and asking me, hey, do you want to buy a house? And my response was no, but don't you guys make 6 figures? Because that was the word on the street back in '98. And at that point, I kind of jumped in the mortgage industry, and man, it's been great ever since. It's been great ever since.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear where it all, kind of started that fire and watch it grow and continue to burn. But perfect. Let's see. So just another topic we kind of wanted to talk about kind of goes along with what we just talked about as well. Did you ever think that you would start your own company, and what kind of led you to that decision?
Let me start this because it's a project.
How about it?
I own several companies, restaurants, different things, but I actually never thought that I would own a mortgage company. And what led me to my decision is Tony saying, let's go do a mortgage company at the time. But I never really thought that I would actually own one. We felt like we had a pretty awesome situation when we were running our P&Ls at our previous company that we worked at. And so I think in my mind, I kind of thought like, man, we had the best of the best. But Tony had bigger aspirations. But no, what led me is Tony saying, hey man, you want to create this partnership and try to offer out these P&Ls. And so, after obviously thinking about what we had going, I said, let's do this, and kind of the rest has been history. But no, I didn't think I would in this space.
So it's a similar journey for me. I mean, I've owned a couple different companies, and when I got into the mortgage business, it's just been, like I said, fell in love with it. And, as my knowledge base grew and made some connections to, our mentor, Tommy, and I had a thirst for knowledge and really wanted to do this. And really from day one, it's been a goal. And, with, great people in my life like Tim and partners. And,
Hold on a second.
I didn't really mean that. Take that out of the video. But just,
We'll edit that out.
when you find somebody that really complements you and what you do, it creates an opportunity to run with it. And really that's what we did. And it's been very, very humbling. It's been a blessing. And, just the opportunity to serve people. I mean, that's what it's about. We try to serve others, share with them the same opportunity that was shared to us through Mr. Taylor, and, continue to grow this thing and do something great. So we're very excited, but that's kind of how we got here. The decision is just wanting something more and like wanting to compete, wanting to win, and just that drive. It's hard to explain, but that's who I am. So,
just to kind of finish off what he was saying is we had an unbelievable platform that was given to us, and so when we look at how we were going to put this out on the market, I felt like it was something we could sell pretty easy because
it was viable.
Yeah. So super awesome.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear, and just getting to know a little bit more about how it all came together. Well, just another question here that I wanted to throw in just kind of for fun. If you could magically transport Revolution Mortgage's headquarters to any unique or exotic location in the world, where would it be? I know you love Ohio, but...
Hey, man,
we're Columbus boys.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing, but if Columbus doesn't exist, let's look at it that way, right?
Puerto Rico has no taxes on some sort of section, so there's some people going to Puerto Rico from what we hear.
Maybe something a little more tax savvy estate? I don't know. That's a great question because, I mean, you spend a lot of your time, or you dedicate your time to the company, to the people, to your family. So, you can think of all these great places, but really, do you want to be there for more than a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's the question. But for me, I mean, put us out in Montana.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's get some harsh weather, some beautiful weather. Let's get some open ranges.
Yeah. I mean, I think for the past 5-7 years, Columbus is just booming. I mean, you talk about some major companies coming into our market and creating some serious employment, which creates this home ownership. I think Columbus is a hot market.
Yeah. I mean,
it's still affordable, right?
Yeah. I mean, for me, in addition to those things, it's just kind of that born and bred thing, right? Like, this is where we were born. It's that connection. It's where your family is. It's where your heart is. It's just, it's here. So why not have this here and do something for our community? So that's been the great thing.
Well, now, if you ask me if we could move it down there for a week, a year, I'm going to Nashville, and I'm loading my pocket up with 20s and dropping them in the fishbowl and hearing all the special songs I want to hear, because that is fun right there. That's my favorite place, Nashville, to hang out.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that answer. Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, then the next topic here that we have is just where or how did Revolution Mortgage start off? And I know we covered a little bit of this, but we also want to know where the company is at now.
How did it start off? So, I mean, I think for us, we were in the P&L space, and really achieved, I think, to a level where we kind of hit a ceiling, right? The thirst or the hunger for more was there, and just wanted to put this together. Revolution to us was really just change the mortgage space, the business, the culture of what mortgage is, and that's kind of how the idea was created. And then it was hard work, putting it all together and really wanting to have something and share something with everyone else. And like most companies, I mean, we didn't start out with 700 people. I mean, we had our initial 40, 45 people, and we started building, and we created the value proposition for people to come join us. What we were about as people, loyal, good to our word, just the things of who we are. And we started to get a following. People started buying in, and when those things started happening, we started looking at the platform and really ramping up, with our marketing team. The technology, as far as how we utilize AI, how we use OCR, our point of sale, our LOS, and really, when you talk about the mortgage industry, you have a ton of data, and just how we store, how we warehouse that data, and how we utilize that data to make decisions. So, as things continue, technology obviously continues to advance. It's just being in the forefront, always being hungry to improve for the people. I think that matters, just having an edge. So every day, we're trying to make things better, and it's relentless, and it probably wears a lot of people out, but I think it's who we are, and we all kind of fit that mold here at corporate, just to serve and continue to gain an edge, an advantage.
I mean, for me, it's we had a platform that we worked out of that I think we had 20 plus LOs for 6 years, and we had 0 guys leave us. So we knew that when you can, working as branch managers and keep the same LOs for 6-7 years, like, it's a special product. So for us to go out to deliver that, and now our focus is investing in the managers, because we used to be lovers of our LOs, right? We served them, we did everything, we just, whatever it took for these guys to make money, that's what we kind of focused on. Now, same focus, and I think a lot of success we see is because we pretty much we do what we say we're going to do. We don't do anything different besides we make a deal with somebody, we honor it, and we keep on rolling. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I have to clarify your deals, but
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Provide clarity around
there's a lot of what Tim said. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys! But no, we just try to honor our relationships at the highest level.
Yeah, it's about helping people and just give them the same opportunity that was given to us. And I think that's the exciting piece. And we know we know what we have when those things, everybody's pulling in the same direction on that, and that's something special, which we believe, our people have been able to create that here.
And
Wow.
on a final note, man, when you talk about from operations to our growth, the people that help us grow the organization, man, we hit it out of the park. I'm talking, with our recruiting and with the people running the platform. I mean, it took a lot of great people to kind of believe in us, and that's really who got us here. Is all those people that helped us do both sides of that, or of what it took to grow it and maintain it and operate it. So we got some good people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely important. And on that note too, so I know we covered a little bit about the technology and a little bit as well. Just it seems like we're always adding new programs and loan options and just whatever we can make that available to our loan officers to equip them. So what does the future hold for Revolution Mortgage with all of that being said?
We're excited because everybody has the vanilla agency backed stuff, but we brought in reverse, which is a big money maker, especially in the new construction space. We brought in non.
When you say that it's reverse, it's in-house, it's delegated, right?
Yes, absolutely. See how my partner is? Like, I love him. It's in-house, non-delegated, non-QM, which is amazing. A lot of that's brokered right now, so bring that in-house. Why? Because we can put more margin in our branches' pockets. And then my favorite is CP, Construction to Permit House. Man, what a great time to actually, I'm just going to say it, but just to push that thing out in 2022 when everybody was trying to pull back, I think we felt like, inventory is going to be an issue for the next 5, 8, 9 years. Why not, get our branches this as well? So I think when you look at what we have in their tool pouch, we got everything that they need to be lethal, and that's what we're excited about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Other challenges, kind of like we touched on, really from an inventory standpoint, we need more housing, right? We need more housing. The volatility of the bond market in general causes some problems with higher rates, et cetera, the affordability issue. But when you look at it, housing is such a big component of what drives our economy, and it's still the American dream, right? So we believe if we have the products, we equip our people with the products, and be ultra competitive in the space, we can attract and provide a viable product for the future, for now, et cetera. Tough storm right now, just determining kind of that mix of affordability and rates, et cetera. But there's opportunity, right? You got to refine yourself, make yourself better always, and continue to do that, and make sure you have a process in place for consumers to educate them, provide them value. I mean, that's really the key. And we feel like everything we do is really from tech, from the people we hire. It's really about it's about the consumer at the end of the day. I mean, that's what matters. We need to win consumer relationships and put our people in a position to win those. And you win them by, offering a viable product, providing great advice, and doing those things, and then making it as simple as possible. And that's where the tech comes in. And I think as things continue to progress to the future, it's really about that customer experience and how you can facilitate a mortgage and how you utilize data to really validate what you have. Mortgage is an asset, right? We're selling assets on the secondary market. How do we perfect that asset and provide a clean, thorough educational process for our consumers and, create raving fans, right? That's the goal, and that's what we're all about here at Revolution.
All right, so talking about, the mortgage industry, if there's somebody out there that's listening and they might be interested in entering the mortgage or real estate industry, what advice or what would you recommend to that person right now?
I would tell you this. I mean, I believe, I think the mortgage industry takes a big hit for what it is, in terms of the sales, the culture, everything else. But man, it can be a very rewarding thing, both personally, financially, et cetera. Right now things are hard, right? But, if you're looking to jumpstart your career, why wouldn't you want to embrace something that's challenging, right? Learn when it's tough. So when things are good, you flourish, right? So I think there's no better time than now to try to jump in, learn something, And it's all about partnering with peers, right? Learn something from someone, right? We all don't know everything. Surround yourself with great people, great teams, great leadership, and dive in and be a master, right? Like, you take your profession seriously, learn everything you can, be a sponge, soak it in, and surround yourself with great people. And, right now, with fewer applications, more of those excellent people have a little bit more free time on their hands, so take advantage of it, right? I think now's a great time, and just learn, because right now, the skills that you can develop now, since it is a challenging market, it's a tougher market, I mean, you'll be in a better position moving forward if you can succeed right now. And I think you like to be challenged, great industry to be in, both professionally and rewarding.
Yeah, that's so true. Our mentor would tell us that he got in the worst year. We started in 18, which was not a great year.
Not great.
And so I think people getting into it now, it can only go up, right? If you can get into it now and make money today.
Is it your first year always your worst year?
Right. It's so but I think it's a time where you're going to see people that get out of it because they've just, it's a different ball game. But this is a game where, look, if you're in that space and you have realtors or you have people in that industry that you have relationships with, that's really all you need. Then you attach yourself to somebody that can help you put together loans and put together a situation and get your deals done on time. But at the end of the day, it's relationship based. And if you have it, what better time to get in?
And there's, we talk about mortgage, we're always talking about the sales aspect, right? Just because that's what everybody knows out there is like you buy a house, but there's so much more to the back end, the marketing, the capital markets, the underwriting, the credit risk, accounting and so forth. So it's a full suite of different positions. We have an engineering department, we have a lot of different things from a technology standpoint, et cetera. So it's not just about the sales end, but right now, while you're younger, starting your career, you don't have as much financial pressure on yourself either. So you can come in at a lower level position, really learn the business and how it works and make a decision which route you want to go, sales, operations, or if you have a specific, skill like engineering or coding, et cetera. I mean, those jobs are needed as well. So tons of opportunity.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, Tony and Tim, thank you again so much for taking the time today to sit down with us and just tell us more about Revolution Mortgage and the mortgage industry altogether, the good, the bad, the ugly. But we are excited for what's to come, and we have some more episodes on the horizon.
Let's make moves.
We got it.
We're out.
To stay up to date with our podcast, please subscribe, follow us on social media, and visit our website, revolutionmortgage.com, to learn more about how we are revolutionizing the mortgage industry. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you next time.